Hi. So, I want to talk a little bit about dreams right now. I was watching Witch on the Rocks, and she just put up something about dreams, and it just got me thinking because it's kind of been, well, they're always on my mind, but I've been thinking about dreams quite a bit lately in my own dreams, and so, yeah, and she said something. I'm not saying this was like a major point of hers at all, which was, don't take your dreams too significantly. And I can agree with that statement sometimes, and I really like that she was talking about intuition a lot, because I think that has a lot to do with, I think you should be following your intuition as much as you possibly can, and not just about dreams, just in general. But I keep a dream journal. This is my dream journal. I keep it next to my bed. Although I don't write down every single dream that I have, because I've noticed that I have like different types of dreams, like sometimes I have dreams where I can tell it's just a big conglomeration of things that I've been thinking about over the day or the week. And a lot of times what I'm starting to notice is throughout the day, things that I leave open-ended in my mind show up in my dreams. And what I mean is, we're kind of creatures of decision. Every time things, we're constantly taking in information, and when we experience something, we decide whether we had a positive reaction to it or a negative reaction to it, or, was that a good feeling or was that a bad feeling? Do we like that or do we don't like that? And then we question also. We leave things open. And so I notice, for me, when I leave things more open, I can't think of a perfect example right off the top of my head, but when I don't have a definitive, this was good or this was not good, or when I'm feeling unsure about things, or, things like that, then that topic more than likely shows up in my dream that I can remember. And, I'll dream about, just random little things that I have strong emotional reactions to, but that I don't necessarily acknowledge. Like the other day, it was a cartoon I was watching, and basically, the plot of it, when I started to tell, because I talk about my dreams, I tell whoever, my husband or my sister now that she's around, this is my dream. And once I started talking about it, I was like, oh, well, I totally know where that dream came from. That came from the cartoon we were watching last night, But other times, I have dreams, and they don't come at a certain pattern or at a certain, times or anything. They come pretty randomly. We're all dreams. My dream type is totally different, and it has nothing to do with anything with my life, and there's, it's in a completely separate place, and it's much more vivid and has a storyline to it, and really seems like it has more of a meaning. It might even be an out-of-body experience, and so then that's another thing I wanted to mention is, well, I guess that's kind of my point, is the difference between dreaming and astral projection and out-of-body experiences. And, science doesn't have a lot to say about dreaming right now, definitive. We don't really know scientifically what's going on in there, or what's happening. But I believe in a spirit realm and in a higher realm. And I also, believe in the mind and in the mind's ability to just kind of filter through its subconscious and bring things up and go through hypothetical situations. And I think dreaming is very complicated. I don't think there's just one answer, but I also think it sometimes can allow us to access that spiritual realm, that subconscious realm. And it's an interesting thing, dreaming, but I think that sometimes it's right to not put too much thought into it, and other times there might be some underlying hidden messages or some greater spiritual experiences that are happening in that realm while you're sleeping. And, near-death experience comes into that too. My husband has experienced a very real near-death experience. And his was not the cliche, there's a tunnel and, you see the light at the end of the tunnel. Or that one happens a lot, but, that was not his experience. He was actually in a hospital for a little over a month, and he experienced things that are more almost like astral projection. And then there's the physicality aspect, like the flying dreams, or why you can't do certain things in your dreams, like running, or that's a weird feeling. Just certain things you can't do in your dreams that I don't know why. But being able to fly and hover and to be able to manifest yourself, like from here to there, I want to get up and go over there, and then all of a sudden, as soon as you think about it, you're there, And that's something about life that one of the first things that I acknowledged, when I was younger, I really felt a big separation between myself, my spirit, my, me, and then my body, and as I get older, the connection, it's more fluid together. When I was younger, it was, kind of messed with me. It was hard to accept that I had this body, that you have to take care of and that you have to drag around, because I believe that the spirit, obviously the spirit is not physical, it is the spirit, not the body, and it operates under those levels of physics or whatever, mechanics. It can just be at places that, because the speed of light or whatever, your body encounters friction, but when you're not in the physical realm, you are not bound by the physical laws, and therefore you can transcend at the speed of light or faster, And, yeah, so dreaming. Do I have more else to say about it? The dream journal is pretty awesome, because I was just going through this the other day. I only write down the really significant dreams, the ones that are, not day-to-day ramble in my mind, but the ones that are really powerful. And I'm not going to share them here because they're really deep to me, and I don't even have much to say about them. They kind of say their own thing, but it's really cool to have. And once I read through it, I was, I'm reading, I'm like, oh my god, I had forgotten all about this dream. But I remembered it, but I wouldn't have ever been able to remember it if I hadn't written it down and started to read about it again, So it's really cool for that. And then it kind of gives, for me, it gives more significance to that dream, once instead of it just being mind stuff, I take it and put it into the physical and give it more attention and energy as I write it down and ponder it and everything. So, and in interpreting dreams, I think that's a very, very personal thing, and I think witchontherocks was very right in her saying, you really got to follow your own intuition. What do you think it means? What's the first thing that pops into your head? Even if you think it might sound cliche, even if you think it, oh, of course it would be that, or this is the obvious answer. That's you, coming through and telling you your feelings about what's going on. You would know better than most unless you're dealing with someone that is very, very psychic. But yeah, it's weird stuff, weird stuff, the dream world. I think it's, I can't say definitively, but the spiritual realm, the spiritual aspect, or maybe definitely the subconscious, the big collective, the big all. I don't know exactly where we go when we dream, but I dream pretty heavy quite a bit. And like I said, there's different kinds of dreams and different things you can do while you're dreaming. It's really awesome, and I think a great subject to continue to explore throughout your life. Lucid dreaming is not the easiest thing for me, but I'm working on it. I'm getting better. It takes a lot of premeditated thought. I'm working on, I guess, kind of manifesting dreams, like I said, on how I leave my mind or my thoughts throughout the day lead me into certain types of dreams. So I'm kind of working on that. So yeah, that's what I got to say. I think I'll leave it there. But there might be more on this subject later as I develop more thoughts. And yeah,